Good morning, everyone. My name is Ruofu. My banner ID is B00376155. Today, I'm going to talk about an analysis of Chinese university English curriculum policy. My presentation is composed of 5 parts. The first part is definition of the concept language policy. The second part is development of the Chinese government's EL curriculum policy. The third part is the relationship between the government and universities in China. And the first part is suggestions, and the last part is conclusions. Now let's see the first part, definition of the concept language policy. In China, language policy refers to the relevant laws, regulations, measures, and so on made by human social groups in the process of speech communication according to their positions and views on a certain language or some languages. Now let's see the second part, development of the Chinese government's EL curriculum policy. As for the development of the Chinese government's EL curriculum policy, there are 4 periods: recovery adjustment period, and stable development period, accelerated development period, and multiple development period. During the recovery adjustment period, the government stressed the role and status of public English in colleges and universities in China. In 1978, the Ministry of Education led the first post-Cultural Revolution conference to include a plan for reform of public foreign language education in universities. The meeting proposed to focus on the success of public foreign language education in colleges and universities in China, especially public English in colleges and universities. The AT syllabus is the first college English syllabus in a real sense since the reform and opening up, which has played an important role in the adjustment and recovery of college English in China. In February 1977, the State Council issued the interim provisions on the compilation, examination, and publication of college textbooks, which stipulated that college English textbooks should be compiled, examined, and published by the Ministry of Education and its affiliated publishing houses. During the stable development period, 55 syllables for our country university science and engineering major students, 56 syllables outline for our country university liberal arts major students, and the goal is to equip students with good reading skills and the ability to use English to obtain information about their major. In 1999, the unified curriculum and teaching requirements for the first time have improved the unified management and overall level of college English in China. The 99 syllables on the compilation of teaching materials made clear instructions To pay attention to the role of teaching materials in teaching, the compilation of teaching materials should pay attention to the practical, ideological, scientific, and interesting organic combination. During the multiple development period, the Ministry of Education promulgated the teaching requirements of college English courses. The curriculum structure is divided into three major courses: General English course, Special Purpose English course, and the Intercultural Communication course, which are respectively compulsory course, limited elective course, and optional course. And the government makes the Set 4 and Set 6 passing rate linked to the assessment of colleges and universities. Now let's see the third part, the relationship between the government and universities in China. The Teaching Steering Committee is an expert organization invited and led by the Ministry of Education, which has the nature of a non-standing academic institution. Each term is 5 years. On the one hand, universities require autonomy for academic development. On the other hand, the government considers the realization of the social value of the university from the perspective of national development. So it requires the university to serve the country, so as to control the university. And we have the Ministry of National Education of the University of Foreign Language Teaching Steering Committee to organize and carry out theoretical and practical research in the field of undergraduate English teaching, to put forward advice and suggestions to the Ministry of Education on the professional construction, teaching material construction, curriculum construction, teaching laboratory construction, and teaching reform of institutions of higher learning. Develop professional standards or standards for teaching quality. To undertake the consulting work related to undergraduate English teaching evaluation and undergraduate specialty setting. Organize teacher training, academic discussion, and information exchange, and carry out international exchanges. To undertake other tasks entrusted by the Ministry of Education. So, how the government supervises the implementation of the policy by universities? First, by funds appropriation system. The university funds appropriation system is a major link that affects the relationship between the government and the university. The government allocates funds for some of the daily operation of colleges and universities. When the government has the right to allocate resources, it must influence the values of university behavior and the evaluation of university English teaching. Educational administrative departments at all levels and institutions of higher learning take the teaching evaluation of college English as an important part of their undergraduate teaching level evaluation. Now let's see the fourth part, suggestions. As for the suggestions, university English teachers should adopt their own interpretations of curriculum, teaching methods, evaluation model, and so on, to achieve the maximum effectiveness of college English curriculum policy in a suitable way. And university English teachers should periodically conduct self-evaluations and self-examination to ensure that the teaching concept and the teaching method are consistent with the language policy of the government. Now let's see the last part, conclusions. As for the conclusions, the university needs supporting policies such as supporting teaching quality evaluation policy, class hour performance policy, and so on, to guarantee and motivate the policy implementers to achieve the minimum degree of policy deviation when implementing the policy. Formulate a university language education policy that meets the needs of society and the main body of learning based on a full investigation and full democracy, so that university English education can promote social and personal development. This is the references list. Thank you for your listening. If you have any questions, I would be very happy to answer that.